Alrighty then, back once again for another reaction. This time we're starting something new. It's something that's a little bit overdue, but got pushed back due to the depressive delays I was having in my own motivation and schedule. But now that I'm come off the self-enforced weekly schedule and I'm sort of releasing things whenever, there's nothing stopping me from starting this while I'm also trying to record the other stuff. I'm just going to try and get better at putting more videos out per week, but that probably won't happen until after this festive period is over and family life sort of returns to normal. But until then, I thought now's as good a time as any to start on BOFURI. I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense, which, as is typical with a lot of this aesthetic of anime, has a long title. I do like how several anime, like most of them based on, I think, novels and stuff, or based on certain games and stuff, they'll have a really long title, like, and sometimes they're absolutely ridiculous. This one seems straightforward, because that sort of makes me think of the kind of thing I do, except I don't focus on just one stat. It's just that, say if I load into a game like RuneScape or World of Warcraft or something, I will spend like up to level 20 something just in the opening area patiently grinding up before I even take any journey anywhere, like, because like now I am ready for whatever's supposed to come next by over leveling myself so that, you know, I can't be touched. If anything, I think that puts me more in common with the overly cautious hero, if anyone was going to comment that. That's sort of what he did, wasn't it? Like, he was so paranoid about the threats that he could face in that world that he overtrained himself constantly just to make sure that he could survive, to the point of nuking a slime several times. That is me. That is how I play games. So I really can appreciate the whole sentiment of, I want to be prepared. So this kind of thing is already up my alley. And now you're also, like, sort of giving me this impression that this is like a moe version of the shield hero, because this girl wants to focus all of her points into defense. Like, obviously it's an entirely different tone of story. I know that this is a lot more laid back, or at least that's what I've heard. But so I'm not expecting anything crazy. I'm just expecting something fun and sweet and, you know, a little bit unique. Like I say, because I find that somewhat relatable, I'll probably enjoy this, but we'll just have to see how it goes. It's only 12 episodes long, so I don't have any worries about the pacing. I don't have any worries about any crap ton of filler or pointless arcs and stuff. It's pretty much got a story it's supposed to go down, and they've got 12 episodes, so that's usually perfect, perfect length. You only really need longer seasons when it's something more intricate or like seriously action focused, or more shonen might be a word for it. Like, you know, things that have these big world-ending plots and stuff that you can't easily wrap up in 12 episodes, or, you know, things like with My Hero Academia, how there's always something new to strive for. But with shorter concepts like this, it's usually perfect 12-episode runs. So this is a Patron requested series, which is why I'm starting it. Otherwise, this wouldn't have appeared on my radar, if I'm being honest. But from what I've heard of it, it looks pretty good. This was requested by Zerif0. He has watched the dub, so in honor of his request, I will also be watching the dub, because I'll be getting the same experience that he got. And yeah, there's not much else to say. I'm going to get right into it and see what it has in store for me. Okay, so that was the first episode of BOFURI. I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense. And that is exactly what she did, and it was awesome. As I said in the outro of the anime, I'm impressed. This is just as, if not better, than I thought it was going to be. I had a set of expectations, and it exceeded them. I felt like what I wanted to see, I saw. In fact, I got more than I thought we'd get done in one episode. I really enjoy the main girl's attitude so far, especially with how she can get things done when she puts her mind to it. Like, she's not entirely timid. Like, yeah, she doesn't want to get hurt, but it's not like she's some sort of wimpy little butterfly that can't even, like, say hi to a stranger, that kind of thing, or would hide behind a rock at the first sign of an opponent. She was a lot more casual than her type of character usually tends to be, and that worked in her favor because it resulted in a lot more funny interactions and more charming interacting with the game itself. She wasn't spending the whole time cowering behind a shield and acting like a timid little flower. She was like she was taking a lot more fun in the process of playing the game. Like, I think that's a big difference to how her type of character usually goes. She's impressed me. And the supporting cast don't look too bad either. From what little we've seen of them, they seem to be pretty fun. They don't seem like they drag anything down. Like I say, animes that run for like 12 episodes or so in a shorter package tend to be a lot more well-paced and developed because they've got a set story they want to tell in a certain space of time. And so they set things out accordingly instead of having to drag something out or crush something off into a small arc or something. Like, you know, I know what I'm trying to say. The game itself, nothing really stands out much about it so far, but I really do like how varied the skill tree is. Like I say, it reminds me very much of the skill tree that the guy from Solo Leveling has, and the guy from The Gamer has. You know, all those kinds of things, and how it specifically levels up depending on what you're doing. Like, I go to sleep, I suddenly have meditation skill. Like, I crush these things with my shield by falling on top of them, suddenly I have a shield attack. Like, anything you do gets added to. I'm letting this dragon soak me with his poison, I'm getting poison immunity. Like, I love the fun potential of that kind of learning system. I think it's absolutely great, and the more that happens to her, the more buffs she gets. She's already so buffed for an early game player, and I'm very, very excited to see where this is going to go and just how godly she's going to be while maintaining her cute outward appearance, always surprising everyone she meets, until she gets a reputation, I assume, but still. I am liking this. Yes, I think if I was to point out a standout, it would be the fact that she defeated the three-headed beast, the Hydra. That's it, not a dragon, a Hydra. She defeated the Hydra by literally eating it. I have nothing to attack you with except I'm going to bite you. She took a chunk off, and then, okay, I can just eat you. And then, and she actually ended up liking it when it got some of the poison on it, or some breath on it, because she's immune to poison now. And she just started chowing down on it until it died, and that was so weird yet so awesome. Like, it's little touches like that I think are going to make this series a big hit with me. If it carries on in the vein of episode 1 throughout its 12 episode run, this is easily going to get at least a 9 on my anime list. My anime list. Like, obviously, like, I don't really give 10s unless it's to something I feel blew my mind, but this is easily already looking to be, in terms of comfy anime, I think that's the word we use in the anime community, comfy. In terms of a comfy anime that also gives me an interesting concept, I think this is easily a 9. This was enjoyable. So, yeah. Yeah, thank you, Zero, for recommending this. Because as I said, just like with Once Upon a Time and Young Justice, which is coming back eventually, and Demon Slayer, all that, without these things being requested to me, I would have never been able to experience them and fall in love with them. So it's thanks to you guys putting this in front of me that I am able to enjoy it in the same way that you have enjoyed it. I am absolutely a fan of this already. I understand why you're a fan of it, Zero, and I am absolutely looking forward to jumping into episode 2 as soon as possible. I'm sorry that this has come so late. You asked me to watch this back in September, but obviously since then I had a new spike of depression. I hit burnout when my weekly schedule couldn't be adhered to anymore, and I ended up having to basically find myself again and my urge to put content out on a more regular basis. I am trying on that front, but it's awkward timing at the moment because of holiday preparations and seeing friends, well, what little we can during coronavirus restrictions. So, you know, it's a really awkward time of year right now, but while I had the time to do this, I thought I'd take the plunge with it, and I'm so glad that I have. You can definitely expect to see more of this before too long. I love it. It's cute, it's fun, the concept was immediate to the point, and we got to saw her do a lot of stuff. Like, it didn't feel slow or dragged out. It didn't feel like we didn't get to see too much of what her days are going to be like. We saw 2 separate play sessions from her that lasted well into the night, and we saw her gain a bunch of different skill trees, take down a boss monster, acquire her armor already. Like, a lot got accomplished in this first episode, and it all felt completely natural, and it was a joy to watch her, you know, just knowing what this might lead to and having experience with seeing things like the gamer and solo leveling and stuff like that. It makes me very excited to see everything that's happening. I really liked the smooth pace of her going along and getting these abilities, and I can't wait to see how these skill trees evolve. Like I said, that's one of the most fun aspects about this kind of thing for me. The only thing I'm going to have to get used to is how fast those message screens pop down, because even though they're translated, the translation only appears for a split second before the next translation loads, so I don't have time to read them most of the time. If I could read Japanese, this would be no problem because the messages stay on the screen, but that's a problem to solve post-watch. So if there's anything I feel like commenting on in the editing process, I can do that. But yeah, this was BOFURI. I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense, and it was pretty good. Episode 1 down. I'm looking forward to episode 2, and I shall see you guys next time.